Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:01 p.m. UK time. Heading towards the witching hour. And we are going to delve deep tonight. I am back, guys. Are you there? Knock, knock. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, mystery. Oh, bless you. Good evening, Lady Mirth, Border Collie. I'm good. I'll talk about what's been happening. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Happy belated birthday. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry, guys. I haven't been on. I haven't been feeling very well. I've had poorly feet, neuropathy, and the pain was so intense I couldn't have concentrated. And plus it's my busiest time of year. With clients, and sorting everything else out. So I've been really busy and exhausted, and I knew that I had to contain my energy. Plus there's been a lot of noise, a lot of things have been happening, and I've been waiting for things to unfold. I was planning on coming out last week, but then I took an attack of the pain in my feet. It was to another level. I'm going to talk about it when I wait for you all to come on. And I just want to give a big shout out. Where are they? To lovely Kane and Vanessa. Look at them beautiful earrings she made us. Can you see them? She got us them for my birthday, and I just want to say thank you, Kate. I will ring you. It's been manic, absolute manic, and you know how it is. Christmas is coming, the goose is getting fat, and crazy energies this week just gone. On another level. I think we've had that many retrogrades, and I've just done my astrologies for the month of December, so I am a busy girl. So I've come out tonight because I wanted to, and my feet feel a lot better. I've been having some energy healing done, and so let me get my coffee. So I want to say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you all are around the world. We are going to delve deep tonight. This is the Psychic LJ show. Rinse new earrings in salt water. All right, okay. Hello there, Glinda. And like I say, apologies to people I haven't got back to. I've just been mega busy. You know how it is. I'm just going to get my coffee here. So, for new subscribers, new followers, subscribers, don't forget to check you're subscribed, because people have been unsubscribed. I beat breast cancer. And I went through intense treatment all of 24, part of 25. And it's left us with nerve damage basically in my feet. I've got terrible neuropathy. I've got lymphedema, but I'm controlling that. But yeah, the pain's been on another level. I never thought I could have pain the way it's been. And of course, doctors offer you heavier painkillers, but I don't want to be taking stuff like that, because then I'll be off my face and I won't be able to work. And I like to be in control. Plus as well, I've got a lot of allergies, so I'm a lass who can only take like paracetamol or ibuprofen, and but I've gone back onto my herbal stuff. I'm on arnica again, where you let it melt on your tongue, and I should have really been doing that, but I've started to do it again. And then I'm going to wait till I get a bit stronger in the new year, and I'm possibly going to do some plant medicine stuff, just to do some body cleansing stuff, that type of thing, because I think my body took a battering with everything that I went through, and I'm not somebody who normally takes big pharma stuff. So like I say, it killed the cancer, but it also gave us a lot of nerve damage. And I'm actually in a group with women around the world, from Melbourne over to from Australia, right the way around the world, from the Middle East to the United States of America, Europe, everywhere, France, and we've all taken the same drug, and we've all got problems with our feet. So, it's one of them things, you know, do we sue or what? I really don't know. You know, they have you always. It's easier to do that type of thing in the US, but it's not so easy in the UK. But I'm just so grateful I'm alive, to be fair. And I'm going to save my energies instead of going down that route. I'm going to save my energies for just making myself better. But hello there, Colin. And so much has been happening. And yeah, I just need to get the poisons out of Gigi's put, yeah? Yeah, I've got them on order. But actually, touch wood, right? My feet have been a lot better over the last 24 hours. Yeah, so there you go. And what else has happened? I've been doing some deep meditation to all the noise what's been going on. I've been watching things slowly unfold. And tonight I'm going to give you off very intense predictions. I've been doing a lot of soul searching myself, but I've also been doing meditation for what is actually going on at the moment, because there's so much noise. Exactly what Petra's put, save your energy for positive thinking, and that's what I've got to do. And I've had to learn to let go of a lot of stuff, you know. Going into the pain of feet, it's like the lower base chakra, so I had to do some forgiving on certain things from the past, and I've been releasing that, which I know what to do. I'm a shaman, you know. I've had to release stuff, but I'm actually all right. I mean, you wouldn't have said that to us last week, like when I was crying like a baby with a pain in my feet. But I'm okay now. What was I going to say? So I got my ancestry. I've been dying to share it all with you, and I thought I've been waiting for a live to come on. So I got my ancestry DNA done, and I wanted to share it all with you. So how yous all been? I've missed you so much. Oh, bless. So I'm going to get it up and I'm going to read it to you, and it's so funny. It's so funny. And you get to find out things, you know. It's sort of like, it's a strange feeling, yeah? Because some things I knew that I had in is, no Irish come out, mind, because there was Irish on my grandma's side. No Irish came out at all, which I was surprised about. But yeah, fascinating how science can pick stuff like this up. So I'm just going to get it up for you. And they've found us loads of 3rd, 4th, 5th cousins all over the world. You never know, one of yous out there could be related to us. The retrogrades have been on another level, haven't they? Because we haven't just had Mercury, we've had, Venus, Jupiter. They've all been retrograde. It's just been awful. It's been to another level. I don't know if you've been coping. It's strange stuff's been happening online, you know. Let me get this up. And I've been losing myself, you know. And I'm obsessed with that new film what's out at the moment, but it hasn't been released into the US or the UK, which is Dracula's Love Tale. Have you heard of it? It's on another level, this. I've been watching clips of it. I'm so excited. I just want to go and see it. Now, where is that thing that I was going to tell you? I should have been more prepared, shouldn't I? Let me find it. I do this all the time, you know. I lose things and I put things down. The retrogrades haven't done me much good at all, to be perfectly honest. I've had to try to disconnect a little bit from the artificial intelligence. Can you see us and hear us okay? It's been a very strange week. Let me get this up so I can show you. If I can find it. Goodness me, man. That is so strange. Can't find it. How crazy is that? Wait a second. I will get this up. Oh, here it is. Okay, are you getting ready for this one? This will make you laugh your head off, right? My ancestors are the direct lineage to the Danelaws, which is Ragnar, right? You know, like King Ragnar, not like a royal as a royal, but it was one of the famous Viking warriors, wasn't he? His sons Ivar Boneless and Halfdan Ragnarsson or something. I'm related to them. So they invaded England in 865 AD. This invasion was the catalyst for the creation of the Danelaw and large area of England that came under Viking rule. Okay, so it's all in my Danish bit. So I'm 43, guys, listen to this. 43.6% English. Okay, so, and now this is fascinating how they can get this from a little bit of saliva, that they know exactly where your ancestors came from in England. In my case, it's the Midlands and Yorkshire. Right, so the West Midlands could connect to old Anglo-Saxon heartlands and the old industrial centres. My Yorkshire ties to the Norse and the Viking settlements, possibly connected with your Danish and Norse roots later in the chart. I knew I had something like that in this. Right, this is funny, right, to all my Scottish friends out there, right? So I'm 32.4%, it's a big chunk of it, is I'm Scottish and Welsh. So I've got a strong Celtic component. Scottish and Wales both have ancient Gaelic lineages, often showing that your ancestors from the Iron Age tribes which resisted Romanization. All right. This is hilarious. I'll have to get some clogs. I am 10.5% Dutch. So this can blend with English and Germanic roots. The Low Countries historically had migrations and intermarriage. This was in the 16th century. I didn't know this. There was a medieval wool trade. Right? Did you know that? And all the Dutch came over with the wool trade, and the refugees. There was waves of refugees in the of Dutch refugees in the 16th century. Now this is interesting. I'm 5.1% Breton. I didn't even know what a Breton was, right? So the Bretons are the Celtics too, closely related to the Welsh and the Cornish. Many Breton ancestors fled Britain to America. What is it? Must be America. Modern Brittany during Anglo-Saxon invasions. This led nicely with your Welsh side. Well, I knew I had Welsh named Jones, yeah. So it's on my granddad's side all the way back. And the French is there because of dad's grandma's all the way back. So 3.5% French. All right. So I've got Bretoners and French. So I've read up on the Bretons. They're like the Celtics, the mysterious Celtics. They've got their own language as well. So the Bretons literally are the bottom of England, where you've got Cornwall and that. And a lot of them are in Guernsey, Jersey, and then into northern France. So I'm quite a big chunk. If you stick the Breton and the French together, 5.1 and 3.5, I'm quite a big chunk of French, aren't I? 2.9% Danish. Your ancestors, I love this, your ancestors are a direct lineage from Viking settlers who colonised large parts of eastern and northern England, the Danelaws. That would match your Yorkshire lineage perfectly. And then I'm a little bit German, because that's from my granddad's side. A small but expected element that could represent Germanic tribes, Anglo-Saxons or Frisians, who migrated to Britain in the early medieval period. So in short, I am an Anglo-Celtic with deep roots in Britain, but also continental European influences from the Netherlands, northern France and Denmark, all groups historically tied to migrations to the British Isles. So going back to the Yorkshire bit and my English bit, my ancestor on my mum's granddad all the way back, he was Joseph Rowntree from York. So that's come through really prominent. I just think it's fascinating how they can tell which part of the country you're from. Fascinates me. So there you are. I'm an Anglo-Celtic. I knew there was such thing as an Anglo-Saxon, but not an Anglo-Celtic. But I didn't think that I would have that strong Viking streak in us. No wonder when I bite chicken, I'm like, or like a rib, I'm like that with my teeth. I'm like a proper Viking, you know. So I thought you would find that interesting. Hazeltine's 1% Brittany. It's just lovely to be back in here. There's new treatments now for neuropathy, yeah. So it's quite a thing, do you know what I mean? And they said that I can go back further, where you can go back to your ancient times to see what tribes you came from, that type of thing. But that's enough for me, you know what I mean? I've just, it's just pieced it all together for us. So what I'm going to do tonight is, I should have written it down. I just love them earrings, what Kay got us. I'm just going to have a look at them again. I've never had time to put them on yet, but I'm going to put them on. They're so lovely. What is your haplogroup? What's that? I think it's really fascinating to do your family tree. So Fallion water, I can trace my Dutch side back to the 1400s. Wow. I've always been fascinated with windmills. Louise, which platform did you use for your DNA? I used MyHeritage. Not that I'm promoting it, but they've got a special offer on at the minute. So when I first went to them a few years back, because I got my mum's done, my daughter-in-law's and the two lads, I think it was about 70 quid, but then when I got mine done, it was about 35, and now they've dropped it again. I think it's about 25 or 29 with the Black Friday sale. Definitely check it out. You wait a few weeks for it to come. The kit doesn't take long to come. Then you've got to put it in your mouth and twiddle it around in your mouth, and then you just send it off. But definitely worth waiting for. Yeah, and then it comes through with like a little sort of, I don't know if I can show you, like a little video with the music on. I might still have it actually. Let me have a look. I've got that many bloody photographs of my granddaughter and the cats. Where is it? It comes up like that. There was the Scottish music there. Quite a lot of Scott in us, haven't I? Scottish and blinking Viking. Wow. So yeah, don't worry guys, and thank you for the lovely emails and videos. I know you, emails and messages. I know you were worried, but I literally couldn't. I was like swiggling around in my seat. I was ready to come out last week, but the pain was unbearable and I couldn't have concentrated. With my beak related, Catherine, you never know. I think the technology is getting better and better with these tests, isn't it? or you did an oral swab that would determine your DNA makeup, which put you into a haplogroup, the results should show that number is your test result. Okay, I'll have to check it out. But we've got a surname called Twizel in, apparently there's loads of Twizels in Australia, and they're all over. That's on my mum's side. And they were from the borders of Scotland, you know. So it's just where your ancestors settled and how they're all intermingled, and it's really interesting. But a lot of people do it, they don't do it like that with the testing, they just do it organically by going around church records and through the Mormon links. You can get a lot of stuff through the church links, how you can find out your ancestors, who they were. And do you know that when it comes up saying, like somebody in your family and it'll say no about Biden boarding address, it usually means that they're travellers, gypsies, travellers. So there you go. So I'm not so sure if I'm going to be channeling tonight. I will be back on again. Tonight I'm going to give off some big world predictions, okay, because I just feel it's necessary, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I just want to cover some stuff. It's good to be back. There's quite a lot of people in the audience that've got Scottish DNA, haven't they? David Fletcher, Louise, if you upload your raw data to GED Match, it will compare it against all users. Oh, I'll have to do that. But it's really reasonable, and I'm like I said, they've got a My Heritage has got a sale on at the minute, so it's really reasonable. Okie dokie. Give me 2 minutes. Where's me little ding-a-ling gone? Now, for new people coming in, well, it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. So I'm going to ring the bell, and I'm going to bring it in, form the circle of light. We're going to bring in some archangels for protection and my guides. And if you need any healing, I've done it Reiki prayer before I've come out. If you need any healing, or you just want prayers, or you're just worried about anybody or a situation, write the name in the comment section, either in the live stream or afterwards, and you will receive the healing and the prayers. Okay? My Heritage is possibly one of the cheaper ones, and they're really good. Definitely would recommend them. I'll put the link afterwards because I'm going to be trying to timestamp this. Now, I can't be on too long tonight. I'm not going to time myself. I may be on an hour and a half, because, you know, sometimes my shows go on longer. Because I want to come off and then I want to edit it and timestamp it for people who don't make this live. Because I've got to be up again bloody early in the morning. Just loads of meetings at the moment. So one has to get to bed at a certain time, if you know what I mean. With my nana socks on and my pillow underneath my ankles. Oh my God. I'm 60 now, guys. Bloody hell, man. Where's the time gone? Oh, so Gigi there, she's put the Heritage link in. That's great. I'll put it in afterwards as well in the description of this video. You can have healing forever you want, Karen. So thank you to all new subscribers, and don't forget to hit the like button, and you can share if you want, and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithms. Let's begin. Is anybody else, as well, before I start, has anybody heard of red light therapy? Not the red light district. Red light therapy. Because apparently you can get this. I've bought some special bulbs. I'm going to put them in my bedroom later. And apparently it's supposed to help with healing, red light. Has anybody heard of that? So David Fletcher's using red light therapy for his eyes. Okay, so is it good? Hiya, Crystal, you will receive the healing. Oh, we've got a Geordie girl in here. Definitely Geordie girl. Check it out, red light therapy. Anything's better than taking too many pills. Do you know what I mean? I would rather go down the natural route. Okie dokie. So sit back and relax, and tonight we are going to delve deep. I need to write down. Let me get a pen first. What I'm going to cover. I'm definitely going to have to touch upon this bloody government over here. You know, the lunatics that just had their recent budget. Right, so I'm going to be looking into Trump because I want to know what's going on. What's really going on? Tonight I also want to look into what's going on with Candace Owens because there's been all sorts going on there. These are the things I'm going to look into. And of course, whatever else comes up. I'm going to look into this bloody government, which is the UK government. Which is awfully worrying for us lot. I'm going to look into as well, what is NASA hiding? I need to do that again. NASA cover-ups. Strange stuff's going on. I've got a dear friend, and I don't know if she's watching now. She's in India, I believe, at the moment, where her husband works. And she's called Jacqueline, okay? She's from up the road in Bonnie, Scotland. And she says you need to put a video together about all, it's coming through everything, about all my predictions, what's come true. And I think that would be a good one. But I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet here, but I've been saying for a while, I've been going on about the tower in Inferno, and then I don't know if you remember this, and then I could say Asian people trapped in a building. And of course, we've just recently had, I'm going to do a prayer for them tonight, actually, it's horrible, the people in Hong Kong, trapped in the tower in Inferno. Yeah, so I'm going to say prayers tonight, but that is something which I did predict. And it's just horrible. I don't like it when I see negative things, but what can you do? Do you know what I mean? What can you do? Yes, I want to, number 5, also I want to look into the Epstein stuff. That was a good one. Because the other night I was sitting trancing, again in my bubble bath with me salts and that, and I'm sure I got Virginia Guffey came through. She's very unsettled at the moment. So let's just go with the flow. This is what I'm looking for, but it may go off another, you know how it is when you start looking at things and you start to show, spirit shows you other things, what's coming in. Oh, thank you. That's something else. I've just been to the hairdressers as well, but more like just tidied up and cut into the neck because I'm growing it down. So anyway, let's start. May peace be with you all. Don't forget, if you need any healing or prayers, write the name in the comments section and you will receive the healing. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, invoke Archangel Gabriel, invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. This is gonna be a woo-woo one. I was just gonna 5. I put it out. I'm laughing my head off here. I put it out. It's gonna be 5, just 5 predictions. And I've just had an alien being just come woo right in there. I ask my faithful spirit guides to come forth tonight to create this circle of light, to bring healing and prayers for everybody who is watching, who is in here tonight, that they have the comfort that they need. I also ask that everybody who was involved with the Hong Kong burning fires, who was involved in the towers, that they find the peace and the love to help them to get through this. People who are grieving, and to all the people who have lost their lives. I also send healing and protection out to people who are suffering tonight. Anything from illness to mental illness, who are grieving. That you receive the healing and the prayers that you need. And I also want to send healing and protection out to the homeless and to the animals. I also want to send pure, white, divine, Holy Spirit light to every child on this planet, that they are safe and protected from evil pedophiles, child traffickers, that they are protected. As we are going through this transition, that they are protected from evil. I ask that everybody in this audience tonight receives the clarification that they need, and that I receive the true downloads, not the trickery, what's going on at the moment, right? And this is why I do this prayer, and that Jesus Christ protects us all. Mother Mary, I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra. Come into this circle. We are now going to start. We have done this before in another place and another time. Might not have even been on this planet. We have all come together tonight as a collective because we all want the good for mankind and for justice on this planet. And for everybody who is looking for love. I'm going to be doing a video on that, Queen Wanda, that I believe 2026 will bring your love in. All right? So I believe that because there's been so much manipulation and hardship on this planet, and trickery, we've had, well, I say this all the time. I say this to clients that I read for. Say, for example, I'm reading for you, and I read for you before the lockdowns, right? And I said to you that, you were going to go on holiday and meet somebody, like the love of your life, but you couldn't because of the lockdowns. But if it's meant to be, it's coming back around again. So I believe there's been a frozen of timelines. So if it's meant to be, you will meet your soulmate. It's a bit like that sliding doors, they will come back around again. Yeah, so I think that what we're going to do is, I'm just going to go with the flow and see what the crystal ball, she's here, has to say. I've got the cards. I'm going to try to resist the cards tonight. I want to go with scrying. Two minutes. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people in the audience, very good clients, followers, who have suffered a lot of grief. We all have. I think it's part of being human, isn't it? But some very much so recently. And I just want to send you love out. You know who you are. I can see you commenting here in the chat. That your loved ones are with you. Okay. And even for your animals as well, you know, where animals are part of our soul family as well, not just people. And I had a few little tears just the other night over my dogs. You know, we've had some big people who've just recently passed. We've got Pauline Collins, loved her, and Shirley Valentine. And of course, I took that quote, what she used to say, you know, talking to the wall. And I'm just the girl what talks to the wall, like Shirley Valentine. Not that I'm going to run off with a Greek man on holiday, like, you know, but you never know. But Pauline Collins, God rest her soul. She was a fantastic British actress. And I like what Celestial Files is. That's Graham's son, isn't it? Graham is spying on NASA. That'll be right. He'll be up there. He'll be spying on NASA. Graham will be getting up to all sorts over there. Naren Graham, he'll be getting up to everything over there. Okay. I should really dim the lights, shouldn't I? So I want to say at the moment, right, I'm trying to keep my feet firmly on the ground, but I do feel that the veil is very, very thin at the moment. And it's you know, we're in a holy war. We know we are in a holy war. And there's a lot of shenanigans going on, and it seems to be hitting a peak at the moment. But as we are aiming towards Christmas, and I'm a Christian, all right? I'm a Christian. But I also believe that the Catholic Church manipulated the timings. And my belief, I'm not saying I'm right, but I believe that Christmas, the date Christmas is not actually his actual birth date. I believe it was in September. That's my belief, right? I'm not saying I'm right. That's just what I believe. Because I always feel this every year. Now, I don't know if it's because the Satanists are up to stuff and I'm feeling it, but it seems to be vamping up when it comes to winter solstice. I get like this really creeped out feeling. And don't get us wrong, I love Christmas, but I also feel, you know, I like Christmas because I like to be around my family and spend time with the family. But at the same time, I feel it's been made to be, like a lot of the holidays, it's been made to feel very materialistic. It's there's nothing really Christian about it when, you know, it's like competing about how much money you can spend. I say this every year, I say this. You know, it's all about money, 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 money. And, you know, what about like people who are struggling? And there's a lot of people struggling, not just in the UK, they're struggling in the States, they're struggling all over the world at the moment. And I just think that it's all about, then Boxing Day comes and then you get like push for the sales, and then you've got the holidays. It's just, everything's about the fucking system. Sorry for swearing. Getting as much fucking money out of you as possible, right? I say this every year that I'm going to turn Jewish because I've had a fucking enough, right? But I'll tell you now, right? I mean, I've gone deep down a rabbit hole when you're going into like the Christmas trees. They're like a sign of the phallus. You know what I mean? Like a man's willy. Like, I actually think it's that. And people are dressing them up. So I've went into deep meditation in the night, and I was lying in the bath. And I could see Satanists. And they were like dancing around, you know, doing that thing. And they were doing ritualistic, awful things. And it's still going on. It's been going on all this time we've been on this planet. And long beforehand. It's always been underground, but I think it's starting to come to the surface now. It really, really is. And I felt that there's been a lot of evil which has been on another level over the last week. And I've tried, this is why I've been lying low to try to figure it out. And I'm going to talk about this before, I might have to change the bloody thumbnail. It's so funny this, but I've got to talk about this, right? I asked my guides, and I've got a very special Starman guide called Zachar. He's an insecticide being, okay? And I work with him one-to-one with clients. We do psychic operations. Now, he's not part of the Galactic Federation. He's not part of all that shit. He's just somebody solely that I've known before in a past life. And we have a trust thing going on there, okay? And because I think even everything to do with the truth movement, to do with galactic stuff, has been very manipulated. You have to be very careful when you're doing channeling, because you just literally don't know. The demons are running rampant at the moment. All right, they're running rampant. So sometimes when I go quiet, it's not that I'm being lazy or anything like that. I want to give out the correct information. And I know that there's been a lot of manipulation recently. Right, so Zachar, I'll not say who it was. I was doing some work on a guy in Australia. Okay, we were doing a session on Zoom. And Zachar came through and he said that he was fully organic. And I said, Zachar, what do you mean? Because every time I do a session with somebody, because I'm a shamanic healer, I learn something new every time. I don't claim to know everything. It's not possible to know everything. You would have to be God to know everything. So I'm still a student to God. I think we're all students to God, right? So my guide showed me that we are not all, there's different types of humans on this planet right now. Now take this as you find it, okay? This is my interpretation of what, I'm not saying it's fact, but it's what I've come to understand and what I've been shown remote viewing, okay? That we are not looking at normal, like just humanity is humanity, which I don't think for 1 minute that I think that we are all hybrids. I think we all come from different star beings. That's my interpretation. We are labelled as human beings, right? But eons ago, I'm not saying where your granny or your granddad's being a reptilian, I don't mean that, but I'm talking eons ago, we've all come from different beings, okay? But basically, we've always been like either that person's human, or we've come to understand that sometimes there's some aliens walking amongst us. But when this is the problem is not the aliens, it's the technology. And this is what I'm going to get into. And it's not so much the technology, it's who's been behind the technology. So what Zachar showed me is that there's different types of humans now. And we've got humans, and then we've got transhumanism. And it's here, and it's walking amongst us. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, I might have to talk in code here because, I have to protect my channel. But what I'm being shown here is that within the time that was going on within the jibbity-doos, what we were having with the lockdowns and stuff like that, some people were getting them. And I'm not saying that everybody who's took this is transhumanism, not at all. Because I do feel that some people are fine and some people have been totally taken over. But with me being very sensitive and being an empath, I've picked up that there is some wiry energy with certain people. So my understanding is that there's been a mass download of a great awakening, what's been happening across the planet. And within this mass download of these people, a lot of the younger generation did take the jibbity-doo, and then they come to realise afterwards that it wasn't good. So they went down the other path, and they went into the cleansing of the body and realising, there's a lot of Brits here which took the jibbity-doo and then realised they're not going to do it again because of what it was. And then they cleanse their body and they're absolutely fine. But it's left them like a bit like, especially the younger generation, you're talking like the Violet Indigos, the kids who are in their 20s and their 30s, who've survived and they've realised what it is. It's left them a bit like Power Rangers. It's the only way I can describe it. And it's like Frankenstein's monster, and I'm not saying people are monsters, far from it, but Frankenstein's creation, the deep state's creation, is turned against them. And they can't manipulate them because they've come like super Power Rangers, these people. So you've got different types of sets of humanity. You've got the ones who have come into their own power, but they're part transhumanism. Then you've got the full ones who are organic. We've all got a little bit of AI in with because they're sending it off into the atmosphere. Even if we haven't taken in the jibbity-doo, we have absorbed it in from energy. So to do this, you have to do your cleansing, you have to try to keep grounded. So somebody who's organic might have a little bit of that in them, but it's fine because we're absorbing it in, and it's on the foods, it's in everything. But then you've got people who are fully taken over, and they're like bloody robots. They're on another level. And I've walked around Tesco's, supermarkets, and seen this with my own eyes. There'll be people in the audience, and it's not the Power Rangers you have to watch out for. It's the full-on robotic people, and they're like in a daze. They're like so controlled. It's on another level, and there's no turning back from them. That's what I've come to understand. And if you're around them, you can actually feel drained and poorly. And, you have to have your salt baths, get into your crystals. And this is what I've come to understand. They're like the Walking Dead, yes. They're being controlled. So the last plan didn't work. So I want to look into tonight maybe what else is coming. So I know a lot of Power Rangers, and they're going to be fine. And they've come into their own. So they've got, I'm not saying they're walking around with bloody wires inside of them. They've got some fragments of it, but they've turned it, because what comes above all of this, and I learned this when I fought breast cancer, is it's all about the mind. And you can actually change your body and your frequencies by believing. You can change your whole energy field when you start to become multidimensional. So for me, in my situation, I decided to go down both routes, like conventional and not conventional, and I mix it together. But I couldn't have done it if I'd gone into with that mind frame that it was going to damage us, which a lot of people were saying this could happen, like the jibbity-doo. So I chose in my mind to do it like a sort of an operation, like a sort of a military operation, and I convinced myself I would be all right. So what I'm saying to you is we're all on different levels of it, but it's a case of telling your body that you can do it. So a lot of these Power Rangers out there, they're just amazing. Are you a Power Ranger? Have you realised and you've told your body and that you'll not do it again or whatever? You've done whatever and you know you're going to be all right. Is what user Kelly has put. You have to know how to work with your biofield exactly. Okay, so that's where we're at now. And I just feel that when Jesus walked on this planet, he was up against people who were trying to kill him, like the Romans, all right, that type of thing. What we're up against is, because I do believe that we're rewriting the new book, I believe that we are up against some dreadful, strange technology, and it's out there. And technology can be done for good, but it can also be done for bad. And I think there's a lot of weaponry out there, which we don't know what's going on. And I think this is what a lot of the lockdowns were about. I think they weren't telling us everything. Yeah. I think that they wanted to get out of the way. Maybe they were trying to protect it. It's not all bad. I think that, but what we've got to understand is we've all been trapped like children, and we're now wanting answers. And when it comes into the NASA cover-ups, the files, you know what I'm on about, everything. It's like everything's about to pop. Literally everything is about to go pop. And I do believe that, I predict that it's going to get like Rambo on the streets at some point, especially over here in the UK. And I think there's going to be a lot of Power Rangers which are going to fight back. It's the only way I can describe what they are, right? So these are the Violet Indigos which have come into their own power, and they're going to be fine. So there is absorption of something which was in that, but it was also, they were trying to connect with to something else. And I don't know if it was something coming off the towers or whatever. They were trying to connect it to the large computer. So when people are going on about, like the hatred, what's out there at the minute, the division, right? I've got to get this off my chest. I was just talking to a lovely Jewish lady just the other night, right? Maybe she's watching this, I don't know. She's in New York, but hello there. But I want to say to you is there's so much hatred out there towards Jews, and I will never, ever, ever send hatred to any race, right? This is like, I want to say this is like our little church, right? Everybody is welcome in here. But I've noticed there is some big podcasters, is that the right word? Out there who are turning against Jews, and I can't do that. I literally can't do that. I forgot what I was going to say now. I do that all the time. I literally can't do it. Okay? And I just feel that was it. So how they've twisted it about with Charlie Kirk, that it's the Jews and it's this and it's that, and and I just think that that's what the darkness wants. They want the division. But I actually do believe that there's a lot of mind control going on here, and it's not the Jews you have to be bloody careful of. It's the actual technology. And I'm not talking about the good technology. I'm talking about the daddies who are whatever they're doing with this technology. So look at it like it's a bit like a Wizard of Oz thing, what's going on. Who is the Wizard of Oz? It's the controllers, And are they alien or are they human? Who are they? But what we can't do is we can't just blame something on one race. It's like when, for me, when Gaza was getting bombed, all right, I was devastated. I was devastated for the kiddies there and the people there, But then I also didn't like it what they were doing to Jerusalem and Israel, I just think that there should, in what they did to the Jews over here in the UK, I mean, it's not safe for the Jews over here in the UK at the moment, yeah? And I've got a lot of Jewish friends, and I'll not turn against them. So what I want to say to you is that it's like Satan's on the run at the minute. He's been let loose. I call him Old Nick, all right? The darkness. Old Nick wants the division. He's running rampant. He's loving this. He's absolutely, he's loving it. He wants everybody hating everybody else. Jesus never promoted about hatred, and so this is what makes me laugh. There's a lot of people out there who say they're Christian, but then they'll say that they don't like the Jews because of what's going on and da-de-da. And I just think, I feel like something to fuck off. Do you know what I mean? That they want to get a grip. They need to get a grip, right? Because we need to give our heads a wobble. It's now or never. This is not a dress rehearsal. Something bigger is going to beat all of this. I feel so strong about this tonight. This is the biggest thing that you can have is like the God's energy, God, right? And being on the right side, it's like being on the right side of the Lord, just understanding that don't be tricked. We're being massively tricked on so much things, from podcasts to who we follow. We have to be so careful, so careful. There's so much trickery. In Satan, Old Nick, he wears so many masks. He wears so many masks. When I first started off on this channel, I was massively into the Galactic Federation. And I'm not so much now, right? I'm massively into aliens, massively. And I believe that I just think that there is a federation, But I can't follow what everybody's doing. I have to do my thing and my thing only, because there's so much, I know there's trickery out there. I really, really do. And I just think we have to be so careful. So careful. And I've maintained this, and I'll still say this, a lot of the UFOs that we're seeing in the sky is possibly man is flying them. They're not all extraterrestrials, because it's all about, everything's about greed. Everything's about technology. They've held it all back because the controllers have wanted to control it. And they've spun one big lie. For it all to come out now is going to affect the Catholic Church, which is obviously raking a lot of money in. It's very rich, right? And it's gonna bring everything down. We need to all come together. There's too much hatred out there. I don't even know if these are my words or these are my higher self, but I've got a very strong energy with Mother Mary tonight. I feel Mother Mary is so with me. She's sending with love. She's, why is she weeping? Mother Mary is weeping tonight. Why are you weeping, Mother Mary? It's for the children. She's weeping for the people of Hong Kong, the children around the world. The lies and the twists within the truth community. I can't even go there. And then some of the truthers which have been taken out. You know, I'm somebody who keeps myself very much to myself. I do talk to certain people behind the scenes. But lovely Bruce who passed. Bruce sees all. I think his channel's still out there. His brother, who's massively into the church, he does stuff on his own channel. But I do wonder if Bruce was taken out. And 2 weeks ago, I went and did a live, and I did a live on just Twitch, because I knew it was going to be controversial like this. I think it's my guides, they're just so frustrated. They just have so much they want to say. And I did a bit of a channeling on Bruce, and I've been meaning to clip it and send it out to you. But I'm also very sensitive, because I didn't know if his brother would like that or not. So, but you can head over to Twitch, and I do a lot of stuff. I will be doing more stuff on there. But yeah, sometimes I'll just do it on Twitch, because I know that it's plus it's safer from trolls as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't get attacked so much on Twitch. So the price of a coffee, you can have a subscription, and you can get it free through Amazon Prime as well. So Intuition Grits put here, Bruce was 100% taken out. Yes, I do believe that. So Bruce, if anybody doesn't know what his channel's about, you can head over, you know. It's, he had this amazing telescope, and he was actually giving out information where he was getting pics and amazing videos from what was going on the moon. There's so much activity going on that moon, our moon. And then he just went. He was just found, passed away. So we've got Lucy Clark, James Ring died today from Super Soldier on YouTube. Honest to God, you've just literally got no idea. And it's and the ones who are spewing the lies seem to be just growing and getting bigger and bigger. I can't even explain it. So we just have to be really, really careful. Yes, Queen Wanda. So Bruce's footage, I mean, he was a pro with what he did. He was on another level. Do you know what I mean? But there's some really good people out there, you know, but are putting amazing stuff out. But let's get cracking anyway, because I'll just chatter on. Okie dokie. I'm just reading some of your lovely comments here. We've got Japan in the house. I'll have to check James' ring out. What happened to James' ring? That's awful. Right. I've written stuff down here, but I don't think I can go in sequence. I'm just going to have to go with what they can see. So I'm waiting for it to haze over. May peace be with you all. The Great Divide is coming. I've had this prediction before where I see it's a bit like a part, like where you got the parting of seas, what's in the big book. This is on another level. This is between two mountains. It could be like I got a valley in the middle, and I see it all smoked out. It's horrendous. I don't know what it is. What am I getting there? I don't know if we're looking at some sort of great event. I'm getting destruction, and I'm feeling it's as if that we're looking at, I don't know if it's a volcano or an earthquake. I think we're going to get some crazy weather. Some of this is natural, and some of this is being manipulated by a technology. Okay, manipulated. I've talked about this before. But the situation, what happened, what I did predict to do with Hong Kong, that was neglect from the building structure, that type of thing. So it wasn't a technology thing there. But my understanding is there was a lot of people crammed in these tower blocks. So it's a sad situation. People who possibly weren't even on the system. But we're going back to this. This looks like a big area. And I do automatic writing, and I had written something about this where there was going to be great destruction. And I was calling it Death Valley. And I could see everything opening. I see this is a prophecy I'm getting. I see like the ground opening. It's massive, it's huge. But I see it all burnt out, smoked out. So I'm not so sure if this is an attack on land. But the skies will go red. Remember what I'm telling you, and it'll all fall into place there. Round about the time there's going to be some big news with Trump. Huge news coming out with Trump. It's like I see him falling. It's really strange. I don't mean falling. This is like not literally falling. This is, I don't know, this is the end of Trumpism. '26 is going to be a bloody crazy year. You have to hold on to your hats here, like, guys. Trump's up to all sorts of things. He's not ready to go yet. Why would I get the end of Trumpism? They're not saying. I'm not meant to know that. Some things aren't meant to know. Sometimes you just have to leave it up to God. But at the time there's going to be a great event, there's also going to be great news and around Trump. Remember what I'm telling you, and it'll all fall into place. There's going to be an emergency with this situation, and it's going to be everybody like wanting to send packages in, boxes in, get people out, get them fed. It's emergency. It's like I feel like I need to cover faces, get them out of the land. H is being given. It's really strange. You know what, right? I want to say, because I did get her the other night when I was lying in the bath, I got Virginia Gouvet. She came through. Oh dear. So sorry. Jim, I'm on a live. I'm on a live, sweetie. It's all right. Talk to you later. Bye. Sorry about that. Just my friend in Australia. Right, okay. It's okay. He's saying sorry. It's just Jim, Jim who does all the technical stuff. He didn't realise I was on a live. What was I saying? And I see her face again. I see Virginia's face again, and she's coming really strong in there. And she's saying he's still alive. Remember, this is for Epstein. This is for entertainment purposes only. But she's saying that he's still alive. Epstein, is that right? He's still alive. Okay. So she was somebody else who was taken out as well. Okay. Right, so it's all connected. So what Candace... I like Candace. I don't agree with everything she says, but I do like Candace. I think she's genius when it comes to investigations and that. But I really do believe that they've been after her. I was going to cover this, wasn't I, Candace Owens? It's like she's skimming the surface and she's about to pull something so big. It's about to happen. And it's gonna connect with the files, okay? And it's gonna join everything together. Now, this is gonna change. This is what I predict tonight, okay? What? Right, I've got somebody shouting in Elvis Dixieland. What is that? Did he sing about Dixieland or something? You'll have to comment on the link and tell us about that. There might be some lyrics in a song linked with that. Right. So this is whatever's going to come out, what she's going to uncover is going to... How can I put this? The D state is still very connected with certain platforms, and I've got to be careful what I'm saying, but it could bring her down off a certain platform. But it's also going to be something what she's going to join with another two big names. Trilogy. My Paul used to sing that song. Because my brother used to, my late brother used to do Elvis impersonations for charity events and stuff like that. Anyway, she's going to join up. This is my prediction. Candace Owens, she's going to uncover something huge, right? And it's going to be the breaking of her, but the making of her. Is there such a thing? It's going to be the breaking of her and then the making of her. And she's going to join in with another two big names. And it's going to form something like a big platform. And it's all part of truth movement, that type of thing, but it has to happen. I think what I like about Candace is that she stands in the middle. She was a Democrat, then she was a Republican, and then, when Trump's paid her off, she said it. She says, she says what she says, basically. Now, there's also different timelines here, and there also is a little concern that they've been trying to take her out. And I feel that there is going to be a situation but I'm hoping she'll escape it. Right, let me just say this. I was shown by Zachar in a dream, in a vision, that he took us into this futuristic corridor, and there was like little shutters, and this is why I'm doing this tonight, to show you what's in the shutters of future events. But some of the events were getting changed by timelines. It's not what we think it is. Reality is not what we think it is, and sometimes there could be little shutters next to the big shutters which are stopping certain timelines working. I feel a strong timeline that Candace, I'm hoping, will be okay, and that she will have, she's gonna uncover something, but she's gonna be scathed by something big's gonna try and get her, but she's got angels protecting her. I see a beautiful angel standing behind her, protecting her. So with Charlie's situation, there would have been angels with him, but I'm understanding there's a lot of witchcraft out there, and there was talks that somebody had paid some witches, hadn't it, on Etsy to try to do something to him. I believe that. I believe it's running riot at the minute. It's rife. But I feel there's some very powerful guides and angels with Candace, which is protecting her. So yeah, watch for that to come out. I think there's going to be a lot of events, and I've talked about this before, possibly 5 events to take place within the next 5 months, 5 to 6 months, 7 months at the latest. 2 minutes, because that's heavy. I've just seen children singing, and it could make a record. And they're singing about this event which is going to take place. I'm hoping it's nothing like a nuclear situation. I'm hoping that this will not take place in one of these little windows what I've talked about in this timeline corridor could block it. But I've been haunted with these visions for quite a few months. It's going to be the rise on winter solstice, well, depending where you are in the world. And so you've got the Satanists are going to be doing all sorts of things around about that time. But you've also got the white witches, the good ones, the Glindas, whatever you want to call them. They're going to be practicing the white stuff as well. So whatever you believe in, do your protection, be it either if you're into religion or whatever you're into, just to rid this negative, because we're all empaths in this audience. We're all feeling it. Yeah. But, salt's a great protector. I just want to say that to you. And sage, like these things here. If you ever feel, you can just burn that around your home. But there's nothing more powerful than the power of prayer. Yeah. But sometimes you can just put salt around your house, or if you're living in an apartment, just sprinkle it a little bit on the inside, sprinkle a bit on the outside, and it'll just block all black magic and stuff like that. Oh, we've got Zizi coming into the house. Yeah, so I think it's a case of not walking in fear, but also being aware that don't knock that off now, little madam. Come around here. She knows every time. But being aware that there's gonna be a lot of dark stuff going on within the next few weeks. Yeah? So I think it's very important that we keep our faith. Very, very important. Sage is from earth, yeah, and so is salt. People often ask me what kind of salt. Just any salt, chibi salt, yeah. But I like sea salt. I think it's very protective. But whatever you want, just put it around your house, yeah. Put it around all the openings if you want. If you feel under attack, if not, you don't have to. But I can give you loads of tips. We'll talk about it one night, but like I say, salt's it's a healing and it's protective. Always, my nana used to say this, always have salt in your house. It keeps the devil out. And it's true. It's an old gypsy saying. You've got the salt in your house, keeps the devil out. Anyway. Going back to this situation. I'm seeing an event taking place in around an airport. And I still predict that there's going to be something about the grid going down. Back in the 60s, where we thought we've seen UFOs, there could have been stealths. Do you see what I mean? They're holding everything back from where. So yeah, he's still alive. Epstein is still alive. 100%. Okay. There's going to be whatever takes place to do with this event. It's also, I want to say it's been brought on. I don't feel it's natural, even though if it is natural or it's been talked about as natural, I don't feel it's going to be natural. One of the powerfulest, apart from the Lord's Prayer, is St. Patrick's breastplate. It's a very powerful prayer for protection against demons attacking you in black magic and sorcerers. So I would recommend that is definitely a prayer what I use quite often. Okay. So no matter what you think about Candace, I think she's very well informed. I know she practices, I think she's a Catholic, isn't she? But I also believe very strongly that I think she's very protected against a lot of this black magic. That type of thing. Well, I think with Charlie he was a little bit more vulnerable. See, women are very intuitive. Women are, we're just intuitive creatures, aren't we? We really are. I'm not saying guys aren't, but majority of women are. Okay. So I'm seeing a golf course, and then I'm seeing something strange to do with Trump. Around about that time, there's going to be some big news coming out. I'm just jumping backwards and forwards here. I knew I couldn't do it where I could list it. I'm just giving the visions as it's going. So when this big event takes place, birds will fly away. So that's really interesting. So you wouldn't really get that with an earthquake, would you? When this big event takes place, birds in the skies will fly away. It's going to be something what's going to be brought on. And then it's going to escalate into another situation, which is going to bring down... We at this what I'm saying. It's like the controllers are sitting there with some sort of time thing, like they're just going to set off these events one after another, but it's going to bring down the monetary system. And from there, we're going to have the Great Trade Bridge, which I've predicted will come into play. Just before this happens, there's going to be unexplained, never happened before. Or has it? Because it could be to do with an event. But there's going to be a huge drop in the market in shares and everything. Everything will just go boom down like that. Boom. Like someone's just drawn a line like that. I mean, I'm no expert. This is just what I'm being shown with visions. And then just afterwards, you'll start to see it's come up again, right? And it's around about that time something huge is going to happen. Remember that. Okay. I just think there's a lot of big things to fall. The British Empire, right? And you normally find before a big empire, like you had the Roman Empire, fell, there'll be something big which will happen. And this is why I'm getting, it's everything just going like boom, 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 and it's all happening all at the same time. Okay. Oh, I've just seen Charlie Kirk's face there in spirit. Right, he's going about the CIA here. He's saying the CIA is connected. He's saying there's definitely connections with the CIA, and he's saying Trump's in danger. Okay, so all of these billionaires, they all know what's happening, you know, like Musk, Trump, they all know, right, that something is about to fall. They're all Freemasons, you know. Okay. So I think Musk knows quite a lot as well. So when we get wind, when we get that there is going to be a drop in the market, there's going to be an event around an airport as well. And that's the point when you need to go and get your fuel in. Oil, something about oil and fuel something's going to happen. They're stopping, something to do with the Middle East. I think I've covered this before on my gold video, but they're going to be stopping something to do with oil coming into the US. Is going to be a problem. I'm getting the 8th and I'm getting the 26th. I don't know if you want to remember this. And I'm getting the 24th, the 17th and the 9th. Okay. I want to say this, and I want to touch upon this about, you know, I was going to talk about the cover-ups with NASA and stuff like that. I was actually watching something just last night, actually. It was a Buzz who was supposed to go on the moon. And there was interviews where he was saying that he didn't go on the moon. It's something that I haven't really properly looked into. But I believe that they were stopped going on the moon because there was something going on. There was a takeover. But there's all sorts going on over there. Yeah. But what I want to say to you is, and I mean, we've talked about this before, and there's been like that. Was that Canadian guy from government came out with it, that there's so many extraterrestrials working with governments, and I do believe that. I definitely believe that. And I have a feeling that within our lifetime we will get that extraterrestrial disclosure. But it's not what you think. Yeah, I want to say it's not what you think, and it's all very exciting. But yeah, we will get it. But it's going to be when they leak it out, you know, they're going to leak it out in a very matter-of-fact, scientific way. You know, and I've always said that they're going to try to get we're up to date with the technology. I've always said that. So to get we're up to date with the technology, they have to create an event to bring everything down, so then they can get we're into the alien technology, because we're far behind. And I know we've been labelled as 2025, but I do believe we're not in 2025. I think we're far more on than that. It's just we're way back with technology. And because they've drip-fed it in to make money out of it, really, you know, keep it in the dark type of thing, like little children. We've only got a slice of the cake. But it's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. So get ready for this. Get ready. But I want to say 10 years from now, it's unrecognisable, this planet. It's going to be a lot of technology. But when it all comes out, the manipulation is going to be out in the open. They can't manipulate you so much, the dark lot. Yeah, because it's going to be like, oh, do you want this? Would you like to come in on this? You know, you can teleport if you have this little device inside of you or whatever. Time travel is going to be another big thing. So I really do believe that we are a lot more far advanced than we know, and there's a lot of strange things going on. Time travel's going on. That fascinates me, time travel. But when they disclose it, and the first alien being they bring out onto the news, yeah, because I mean, we're the people who are going to get all the disclosure, but when they sort of like start talking about it and they bring it out on the news, it's going to be a person what looks like us, yeah, but some are going to say, oh, well, he looks a little different. But then someone will say, well, I've seen people who are more alien-fied what look guys down the street. You know what I mean? So it's going to be, not everyone's going to believe it, but it will come out. But it will just look like a man. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. I'll say this again. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. Okay. And what we do as a human race is we judge the book by the cover, and we've got to stop doing that. We really, really do. I'm just reading what Leila's putting here. Lou, what should we, money, crypto, what should we in for money? Crypto, silver, gold. I think that I would try everything. I mean, I don't have crypto. I really don't. I think silver and gold's a good thing to invest in. But when the going gets tough, you know, like when everything does go down, it's going to be more, people are going to be trading with salt and eggs and God knows whatever we need, you know. I think that we need to prep, and I think we need to understand food's going to be, and water's going to be the most thing that's going to be very important for us. What was I going to say there, which was something really important? Oh dear, I do this a lot. Menopause. That bloody tamoxifen they put us on. Okay. It's huge what's about to come out here. Absolutely crazy. When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. What my guides are showing me here is we're in year 4000. Wow. That's where we should be at. Let me get back into the visions. Okay. So, at the moment, there's going to be, I don't know what Candace does. She's more or less just does the filming in her basement, doesn't she? I don't think she might do stuff where she goes out and about, but yeah, I think she's very aware of what's. I haven't been watching her for a while, but she is protected. She's very, very protected. Okay. I do see something kicking off in France, like massively. And there's going to be some big news in around Macron, actually. Oh, I've just seen the Queen coming through from Spirit right the way through here. It's like she's saying she's waiting for Charles. So that's interesting, isn't it? Big news coming in around Fergie and Andrew. There's another royal baby to come out there. Excuse me. I see a situation happening with transport again in London, and all the hoo-ha happening at the minute in London. Oh my God, man. It's on another level what they're up to. I think that I did predict this a few weeks back, didn't I? When I think it was one of my last lives, and the one few beforehand, that there was going to be a lot of scandals coming out with this Labour government. And I mean, she's just been caught out lying, Rachel Reeves, you know what I mean? I can see them being forced out. And I definitely see voting again in the UK. It's funny, you know, I've been watching a lot of arguments in Parliament with Kemi, who's the Tory, one of the Tory speakers. And I have a funny feeling I keep seeing her and I keep seeing Nigel Farage's face. They're going to agree on a lot of stuff. There is going to be problems. Problems are arising. There could be like a hung parliament here. There's big changes to come in. It's funny when I look at like our Prime Minister and that Rachel Reeves, I see them as more or less possessed. Like I feel they've got like sort of connections coming off them, like demonic attachments and stuff like that. Really, really weird. Some people know what they're doing and some people don't. And I think some people are just here to destroy the bloody planet. Do you know what I mean? Then of course you've got the BBC who are going on with the bloody BBC, you know, with what they've been up to. TV licenses. Okay. But what the latest they've done recently, as you know, they're going to put the taxes up, to raise the taxes on it's not just going to be the rich, it's going to be the working class as well. And then the people who are on benefits, get this one, the ones who are having a lot of kids are going to get more money off the government. The thing we've got here is, and I'm not trying to sound funny, but there's a lot of English people don't have big families, and it's usually the Asian people who have, the Muslim people who have a lot of big families. This is fact. Okay, so basically they've just really shot the UK people in the back, really, when being forced to pay for more people who are coming in here who are just breeding like rabbits, and we're having to pay more taxes, and do not think we're paying enough taxes. There's going to be an uproar here, a massive uproar. But again, everything's getting, there's some big event, global event coming. I want to say it's a big swan event what's coming in. It's a big event, okay? And it's going to distract everything. But nevertheless, I do feel that there's something coming again, like a sort of an attack coming in. We have to be very careful running up to Christmas. So I want to like send healing and protection out there to the people of London. Okay. I do actually feel April, May is going to bring big changes in for Sadiq Khan of London, the Mayor of London. Watch for massive changes coming in there. Massive, massive changes. So I'm going to say something. People have talked about, Sarah's just put here, will digital ID be forced then? I'm going to say something now. It's already happening, but they have to label things to bring it into reality. But we are all being tracked now. Do you understand? It's just that they want to like bring it into a reality by putting it into one sort of app, right? But I'll be honest with you, it's already happening now. Everything they're tracking with now. It is more tracked in this country than it is in communist China. Okay. But the app thing, what they're going on about, I don't think it's going to come to anything. Because once everything falls, and then you've got the new trade bridge coming in, and then everything changes. I said this back when we had Brexit. I said there's going to be like a new trade bridge. then I feel that'll bring in this new technology, and it's quantum, like a quantum alien technology, and it's going to be involving tracking. It will, and I'm not saying this to wind you up. This is what I see. But there's a choice. At least you've got a choice. Do you know what I mean? I'm just laughing at some of the things that you put here. Kim, Louise, love you, but breathing like rabbits is separation. We can't do that. Yeah, it was like metaphor, you know what I mean? Like, I'm being sarcastic. I mean, there's not many people, there's not many Brits. I mean, we can't even afford 1 or 2 kids, you know what I mean? But there's, you know, there is different cultures what have larger families. It's fact. But Elon Musk has actually said that we need to, I mean, it's terrible when you think about it. We need to breed more, give out more children. I wonder why you would say that. You have to comment on the link below on that one. Okay. But we're being so heavily distracted. I mean, you've got all that hoo-ha's, like somebody's just put, what's that, Franklin? Louise, when Big Luke's Metro Centre getting apple crumble. We were very distracted with what was going on with the Macrons, you know, like with it being a she male or a she female and all of that. What Candace was bringing up. But really, the most important thing was, you know, the age of her when she got with him. That to me was just there in the face, wasn't it? Everything's we're just all being distracted. It's one big movie. Something big's coming off in China seas, and I also feel great news and changes coming in around Japan to do with their politics. That's something big what's coming in, and I don't know why I'm seeing an explosion, and I hope I'm wrong. I don't know if it's something else in China, or it's there's an explosion, or it's Japan, but there's something like an explosion. And I see 2 buildings falling in. It's not like the Twin Towers, but it's similar. Similar. Okay. Where is Epstein? The day Trump leaves, I've said this before, there will be people that love him what will be saying that he's still alive and he's done a runner. But then there will be people that hate him. There'll be an incident with a yacht, and the people that hate him will say that he's gone off with Epstein connected with a yacht. And it's not true. But this is what I'm predicting, okay? Just remember that. But there's going to be something big to do with a yacht as well. I've seen this before. What is Trump actually up to? He's definitely working with secret military, definitely connections to do with aliens here going on. He's trying to, he's in between worlds, Trump. He's in the future world. There's a lot of underground stuff going. He goes there. Cheyenne Mountain. It's like Stranger Things, you know, it's all happening. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. He's neither a white hat or a black hat. He's just very good at his job, right? He has to be ducking, diving to get to be where he needs to be. He's the right man for the job. Something about embezzlements coming out here, and there's more stuff the Democrats are going to get on him. I mean, they're not going to let him they're going to go on about something else soon. Something else is going to come out. Okay. I can't see Putin in this crystal ball tonight, and that's very, very strange. He's not there. And I don't know why he's not there. What am I getting there? Oh yes, he's coming in now. Wait a second. There's going to be an incident with another country, but it's also going to join Ukraine and Russia together. I'll say this again. There's going to be an incident with another country, and I'm saying the Gulf. But then I'm also feeling that it's going to draw Russia and Ukraine together. Strange times, guys. Strange, strange times. The rise of the Power Rangers again. I think I'm going to have to change my thumbnail, aren't I, for tonight? The rise of the Power Rangers, and watch for transhumanism. What becomes of the transhumanism? They just live out their life. It's like robotic transhumanism people. It's like they get triggered very easily, that they can do what they want. Whatever frequencies is being sent to them. Interesting. But that's their path. That's their higher self would have chosen that. Only they can get out of that. But there's a lot of MK Ultra going on, yeah. Yeah. Seeing what I'm getting here. It's some weird images I'm seeing tonight. So recap, there's going to be something what's going to happen with land and packages going in, and it's going to be an emergency, a massive emergency. It's two lands where there's a break, and it's all this smoke and rubble. M's being given, letter M and the letter A. It's so strange when I'm looking at the whole land of our world, of our globe. It's like ancestral akashics is lying within the soil, and it's all rising. And it's part. It's like I'm looking into the DNA of Mother Earth, of Gaia. The DNA is starting to rise. So some of the events could be natural. Some of the events are natural, where you've got volcanic action taking place and some earthquakes. But this situation is brought on, and I don't know if it's through a BOMB. Do you know what I mean? Or a different situation. Trump's going to sign something which is going to help the UK, so I don't know what that is. I really don't know what that is. He will go down in history, and he will be on money. I've predicted this a long time ago. One more thing. There's different timelines, you know, when I'm going through that corridor, and I've seen one of the windows was... How do I put this? Erica Kate, right? I will not pull her down. I still will not pull her down, but she's not who you think she is. And I was shown into the future. She's going to join with a Trump, but not the Trump of you who we know of. There will be another Trump which could take power into the future and stand with her. But not stand with her as president and vice president, as husband and wife, I will say this again. They will not stand as vice president and president. They will stand with husband and wife. The lady in red. Mark my words. But I also see in a timeline that she was depressed. I think a lot of it's show. I think there's yeah. Big changes take place in the United States of America. Big changes. He's gonna, when he goes out, Trump, he'll go out with such a, it'll be like, just like that. And leave everybody like, up in the air, like, what's happening? Like, what? And like, his haters will not know what to do, because where will they put the hate again? They'll have nothing to put the hate, because he's gone. But he's going to do the 2 or 3 most remarkable things before that happens. They will blame him for the crash. It was meant to be that way. Because if I believe, this is what I believe, and don't shoot the messenger, right? I believe that if the other one had got in, I believe that they wouldn't have wanted to blame her. They wouldn't have wanted to blame her. But I also feel both sides can cheat, and I'm going to say that. I'm not going to go into it, because I believe he's meant to be where he needs to be. I think there was a manipulation in timelines, exactly like there was when Biden got in, when Trump should have gone in. I just think it's all very tit for tat, but I do believe both sides can cheat. Both sides could cheat. But nevertheless, I do feel that they will blame him. It's easier to blame him than it was to blame the other one. Do you know what I mean? If she had gone in. Harris. Okay. But he's going to do 2 or 3 most amazing things which will change history. And I've said this before. Sometimes the most controversial people come into action at the right time in life to change history. Like you had Henry VIII. He wasn't a very nice man who was beheading his wives. But he was in, if he hadn't been in, people wouldn't have been able to get divorced. He changed history by bringing in divorce, and he fought the Catholic Church at the time, which was ruling Britain, wasn't it? And he made Protestants, he sort of changed it all. He brought that in. So there's a bigger plan here. God has a plan. We're all here. We're all in school. We're all here to do what we need to do. But Trump is going to do a couple of things which is going to change history, and it has to be. It's part of his life's journey. I think it's taking a toll on him at the minute with his health. Texas, I don't know why. Somebody who goes there, they need to be careful. And I want to say, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. There's going to be a few people who need to be careful. I do see a man who's got quite dark skinned and dark hair, and I feel he could be under attack as well. I don't know who he is, but it's somebody. I do see a shooting of some description around a political event. Let's hope that's okay, right? Don't worry about Stammer, he's not going to be around. I do feel that they're going to have to leave soon. But for a day or so, the UK is going to be without a Prime Minister. I don't know what would happen in a situation like that. But it will be on papers. Going back to this event. Bread. Why am I getting bread is going to be not in shops. Especially the UK. I don't know why I'm getting that. I did have a bread maker, but it broke. We need to stash our flour or whatever we need to do. Excuse me. Yeah, we mustn't judge a book by the cover. When Franklin's put here, are aliens demonic? No, not everybody. We are a mirror event of what's out there in the galaxy. So, but we've got what we've got within the galactic communities on this platform, on YouTube and other platforms. They seem to have Palladians on a pedestal. And you've got to understand, right? The whole thing's got manipulated. You could be standing in front of a being who was the most beautiful being with long blonde hair, blue eyes, tall, beautiful, and yet they could be so bloody evil. And yet you could be looking at some lizard man who could be so kind. Well, I'm going to say to you is like you've got Beauty and the Beast. Be careful. Don't judge. This is coming through from Spirit, and I'm being given this from Jesus. Do not judge a book by the cover. I'm just being given that. And what we do as a human race, we do that. So what's got projected into this galactic sort of community is like, oh, they're coming to save you and they're all blonde and beautiful. And what a load of bullshit, right? It doesn't matter what colour you are. For God's sake, I've looked into this, right? And I've looked into different beings. They're not all one particular skin tone. We're just a mirror effect of what's out there in the galaxy. And if you were actually taking on one of these mother shapes, they wouldn't tolerate this, you know what I mean? It's like, this is why there's all this racism and divide going on here. We're being taught a lesson. And not being taught a lesson by governments. We're being taught a lesson from God Almighty, you know, the bigger thing, our Father, who is looking down on we. And we have to stop dividing. We have to use our good feelings. What was given to her when we were cavemen. And I'm going to say this again. We need to find the Fred and Wilma and Barney and Betty's again. We are the Flintstones from Bedrock. And what modern society's done is we stopped using our intuition. You know, when we were getting hunted by the T-Rexes and that, we stopped using that. Because modern society, and we've become lazy. And we're having a transition now, and we've got to start using our intuition. But understand there's mass trickery on every level. Every level. I like what someone's put there. Who would you rather sleep with, a beautiful Palladian or a reptilian? The thing is, but it's about everything's surface, and that's what society's done. This is what social media's done to it. It's like you've got to be beautiful, or you can't sleep with somebody, or you can't have a boyfriend, or you can't have a girlfriend. Yeah? We need to start like understanding it's like everything's all surface, and everything needs to change. But no one's going to give with that. This is just my take on it tonight, guys, right? But no one's going to give with it. We've got to find it out ourselves. You've got to look deep within your soul. Does that make sense? You've got to look really deep within your soul to get the answers. The answers are there. We are a mirror effect of what's out there in the galaxy. They are just our cousins. And yes, some of them do look a little different to us. And they're good and bad. They're not all good. They're not all bad. Simple as that. They're just born on a different rock. But the difference is they've got the technology that we've been hidden back. We're on the prison planet, not them. Okay? If there is anything scary what's going to come, it will be staged. That's all I'm going to say to you. Because it's man you've got to watch out for, not alien beings. Okay. I'll have to go in a minute because my eye's getting a little bit strange. Right, what was I going to give you again? Yeah. New Earth is coming. There's a song and I'm going to link it. I love it. Yeah, that's right. There's a song and I'm going to link it, and she's called Anuka. She's a Ukrainian artist. Beautiful voice, right? And again, she's not somebody who's like she's good, she's big, but nobody who would hit like the charts like Beyonce or that, because she's not somebody who's putting out manipulated music. She's somebody who's putting out beautiful spiritual music. And there's a song and it's called Time by Anuka. I don't know if anyone's heard it. I'll link the song in the description of the video afterwards, alright? And you can listen to it. And to me, I see it as like the people of New Earth after the fall, after the event. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. And it's shown me that we will come through it. And the technology is going to get we into the world of the extraterrestrials. So up that ladder, right at the top, you've got white hats working with black hats, because there's no such thing. There's everyone you've got right at the top working for this to come out. So they might not agree on certain things. They might be completely different on political or spiritual. But at the top, you've got beings, be it either if they're alien or humanity or whatever, or Power Rangers, right at the top, which are going to work to bring what up to date. Because when this new Earth comes in, and it will be tracking we, but it's also going to stop the dark underworld of the traffickers and everything, which Trump's up against at the moment. No wonder he looks tired. And I'm going to leave that one with you. The question is, are you a Power Ranger? Or are you organic? But we're all coming together as one. We're all coming together as one. We are here as the survivors of the children of the sun. And that is something else that I'm going to get into in the next video. The children of the sun, that's an interesting one. Because what has happened to our sun? And Bruce used to go on about that all the time. Oh, he's so lovely. So missed within the community. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And he was always so kind to us. You know, I used to go on and support him in his lives. God bless him. God bless him. And God bless yous. And is there a message for yous tonight before I pull away? Brits, Americans, Europeans, when it kicks off, get your fuel in your car, get as much food in, bread in you can, and just go inside and shut the door. And I hope that's helped. Wherever you all are around the world, this is your psychic LG sending you love, wishes, and protection. And may the force be with you. Until the next time, I will sign out. I'm going to make a cup of cocoa, hot chocolate. Take care, God bless, and Godspeed. See you soon. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. See you again soon. Hi, my feet feel great. Woohoo!